Hey guys, and welcome to the December Energetic Insights. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Depika Mystery, and for the past few months I have been sharing energetic insights on a month-by-month basis. And this is really geared up for those of you that are quite practical, however got this energetic sensitive side evolving, and are looking for some guidance and practical tools to help you to navigate your way through. So if this sounds like you, welcome, you're here at the right place. Before I dive into what's going on energetically this month, I just want to take a step back and revisit November. So in November, if you watched the November Energetic Insights, you would have heard me mention funky times. And funky times is really can't even say it properly. What it was really about was about deep level of purging and purging your old wounds, your old traumas, and seeing yourself in a whole new level of light. And so this theme of funky times is still going to run through in December. For many of us, it may not be as intense as November. We might have periods of peaks and troughs. However, it will still exist for some of us going through in December. So please do not beat yourself up. You are definitely not alone. Just allow yourself to go through it and using the tools and techniques that I shared with you in the November Energetic Insights. So going forward in this month, oh my goodness, it's completely different themes going on this month, and it's almost like it's on one respect is kind of taking a step back, and another respect is this is a massive forward momentum that's coming through as well. So it's balancing those two things out, and they both kind of work together with each other. So the first thing I'm going to start off is this kind of sense of taking a step back. And in taking a step back, it's really the thing that really comes out is about listening. And this is not just about listening to people around us, but really taking a step back and step inwards and listening to what's really going inside ourselves. So it's about listening to our thoughts, listening to our emotions, listening to what are we actually saying to ourselves, and taking time out to just actually sit there and truly listen. And you guys already know that many of us, and you probably heard the saying, we tend to kind of listen to respond. So there's nothing to kind of respond, but just really listen and pay attention and just see what comes up for you. And in that, there's little clues for you in terms of, and then that will help you to navigate your way through this month. And with that is also about feeling your feelings. So if you're listening and you feel there's a feeling that is coming up, I will really encourage you to dive into it. So many of us don't really feel our feelings. We tend to think our feelings. Hannah, I've done it many times. I'm sure many of you guys have done it as well. And we often tend to think our feelings because, we have the sense of control. And in some levels, it actually feels safer. However, when we think our feelings and not feel our feelings, we're not actually releasing anything. We're actually suppressing what it is that we're feeling. So this month, if you can, and if you're feeling something or you're thinking you're feeling something, allow yourself to explore that deeper. Because within that, you'll then be able to unearth and uncover the deeper root feeling that you're actually feeling. So sometimes, for example, you might be feeling angry, or you think you might be angry towards something or someone. And I would just encourage you to kind of take a step back and see, okay, what is this anger? Where is this anger coming from? Am I really feeling anger, or is there something else behind this anger? So by asking yourself questions and exploring the anger, you might actually go into it, and actually could just be feeling of sadness, feeling of loneliness. And then when you explore the feeling of loneliness and feeling of sadness, you might uncover that it actually comes from a period of time in your past when a certain situation or certain person made you feel in a certain way. So that will allow you to kind of open that up and release that feeling once and for all. So really, really take time this month to feel your feelings. If you're someone that tends to feel numb, feel the numbness and just say, hey numbness, what are you here to show me today? What is behind you? What are you masking? What are you protecting? And those kind of questions will allow you to explore that a little bit more. The next thing about this month is there's a couple of two other things, and I'm not sure which one I'm going to go for first. So I'm going to start with forgiveness. So with forgiveness, it's it's one of the greatest acts of kindness and self-love. But the thing is that sometimes we don't even know that we're holding on a grudge, or we don't even know that we haven't forgiven someone or a situation or even ourselves. So this month, take a moment to kind of take a step back and have a look at, where in your life have you not forgiven someone? Where in your life have you not forgiven a certain event or a situation? Where in your life have you not even forgiven yourself? So maybe even make a list and list all the things that you haven't forgiven. And if you get the why, then also write the why down. I haven't forgiven X because of this. And then what I encourage you to do is go through that list and go through this exercise. And I will share a link below or in the comment section where you can actually read the full exercise, and that has a set of questions that allows you to explore what it is that you haven't forgiven, and just kind of repattern it and reframe it again. So you can start off by saying, I forgive person A for situation B, okay? And then feel into that. Does that feel true for you, or are you finding some resistance in it? So allow yourself to explore it, and that will give you some more clues. Because the thing is, if we haven't forgiven something, we're also holding on to something, and we haven't released something that we need to release. And with the new energies that are coming through again this month, that we're going to need that space. So this exercise is a really great way of releasing all the stuff that you no longer need to hold on to. Okay? And then moving forward, there's a whole new level of perspective. Okay? So remember, with perspective, sometimes we only see one, but the truth is there's always more than one perspective available to us. It might not be there available in that exact moment in time, but it may come to us the next day or a couple of days later, and sometimes even years later. So what I encourage you to do and stay open to is allow yourself to see any one given situation, any one person, in multiple perspectives. No one perspective is more right than the other. Just allow yourself to be open to see things in many different perspectives. And by doing that, you're kind of opening yourself up, and it's almost like you've got this 360-degree view of a person and of a situation. So it will allow you to navigate your way through with much more ease and much more freedom, and not as much containment in that. I'm just going to go back to forgiveness really quickly. One of the key points that I forgot to mention with forgiveness is that if you find yourself holding on to something and unable to forgive something, just check in with yourself and ask yourself, am I benefiting from holding on to this? Why? What is the benefit do I get out of this? The thing is, for many of us, and we hate to admit it, but sometimes there is a secondary benefit of why we're not doing something. So you might find yourself, well, of course I want to forgive. Why would I want to hold on to this? I want to let this go because not letting it go keeps me contained in a tight container. I no longer want that, no longer need that. But the truth is, you may not be able to move forward until you've actually addressed the secondary benefit of what you're actually, or the reason why you're actually still holding on to what you need to release. I hope that makes sense. Right, I'm going to park that there now and then move forward into the rest of this month. So towards the end of this month, there's a new energy that's coming through. And this new energy, the feeling that it comes through with is that it comes through as a fresh start. It's very, very renewing. And the one way to support this new energy coming through is, I'm going to say it again, is rest. Rest, 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 rest. You cannot overdo rest with this new energy coming in. And rest for each and every one of us is going to look different. So for some of us, it's going to be taking more naps during the day, or just taking naps during the day. Some of us will be sleeping for longer periods of time. For others, it may be increasing our meditation or increasing some self-care practices like yoga or other physical activities that you do that actually makes you feel restful. So sometimes, find out what it is for you that makes you feel restful and do more of it. I would say that is going to really help you with this fresh start, renewing energy that's coming in. Because this renewing energy that's coming in at the moment it's got this what's the best way I can explain it? It's got this forward momentum that's coming with it, and it's going to really catapult you forward. So it will start off easily and a little bit slowly, but then what I see happening is that going into next year, into 2020, this this forward motion is just going to get faster and faster and faster. So resting is going to be something that's going to allow you to recalibrate and also to integrate these new energies to allow you to then move forward. So with the forward momentum, it is the way that this comes across is that for some of us it's going to be this massive thing, you know, it's like, oh wow, you know, I'm moving really fast and I haven't been able to move this fast. For some of us it's going to be really, really subtle. So be subtle in the sense that maybe for the last few months we've not been able to take the next step. We know what the next step has been, but we haven't fully been able to commit ourselves to the next step, or we haven't been able to action the next step for one reason or another. For some of us it will be the reason that something externally, something outside of us has been preventing us from moving that forward, or we've been putting it off ourselves internally, or we've been talking ourselves out of it through fear and self-doubt. But what it comes through now for this month is that this forward motion will allow you to just really go forward and take this next step with ease. So if you find yourself, oh wow, you know, I wasn't able to do this a couple of months ago, but right now it's just so easy, I say go for it. Don't even think about looking back and wondering why you weren't able to do it a couple of months ago. I would just say let that go and just say, right, I'm so grateful, so happy, and I'm absolutely loving this forward motion moving forward. And I think the more gratitude and more love that you have for this forward motion, the more able you're going to be able to adapt with it and move with this new energy that's coming through. And really it's about supporting you in your purpose, what you're here to do in this world, and allow you to move forward. So it's really, really exciting. It's also really, really powerful, and it's there's a nourishment to it as well. So I hope that you found this insight useful. And if you have any questions or any comments, please put them below. And yeah, I'm wishing you an amazing holidays at the end of this month and a brand new year, and I so look forward to seeing you next year. Thank you so much for joining me. Take care now. Bye bye.